Hi there, guys. Hi there, guys. Sorry, running a little bit late in getting back to this today. A little bit of a car hijinks after coming out of the Kankakee parking lot today. Got a low air warning on my tires, so I wanted to make sure I put some air in it tonight before going to sleep, so I wouldn't find a flat tire when I got up tomorrow morning to try to go up to the Lincoln Way East Kenwood game. So uh, that was why I didn't sneak in at the back of the broadcast. So I'm just kind of catching up on what happened tonight as we go along. So not sure, uh, of a lot of things at this point in time. I was out at a very long game this evening, basically. So that was basically one of those things that can happen on a Friday night. Luckily, I was able to kind of get some pieces of information fostered to me along the way. So basically, what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to be kind of updating scores as we go. A lot of it is going to be completely new to me, basically because didn't have the opportunity, like I said, to catch up with a lot of stuff while my game was going on. Very long game at Kankakee High School tonight. A little bit of a surprise. Kankakee emerging with a 33-26 victory over Nazareth. Uh, Basically, a game where Kankakee kind of did a really nice job at the beginning part of the game and finished that up with some consistent play. So pretty good, uh, pretty good game to start the season. Kankakee showed an awful lot of speed and athleticism, just like I had expected that they would. Um, got out to that early lead and were able to just kind of take over from there. So it was pretty impressive what they were able to do. A really good effort, I thought, even though they ended up giving up 26 points in general on defense because their secondary did a really, really nice job. So, um, like I said, way behind tonight on score transmissions for myself. So, slowly trying to catch myself up here. I'll just kind of talk about stuff as I see it. What I thought basically with what's coming in here now. So, right now, some of the things that kind of stood out to me that I've learned about so far, just from kind of going through things. Uh, Nice win tonight, in my opinion, for St. Charles North. That victory over Palatine, certainly a game that I thought the North Stars could win, but not exactly one that I was expecting them to win. So really good effort for them. I thought, in general, it's just one of those things that you knew that was going to be a good game coming in, and it certainly turned out to be that way. So once again, real nice win for St. Charles North. I talked about it earlier in the week. It was one of those games that I felt like they really, really needed to have because that conference is going to be so difficult to maneuver over the course of the year. So a really, really nice win for them. Um, now we're starting to uh, I'm starting to dig into some of the scores. I'll try to talk my way through this as we go. Um, that won't be, I guess, the easiest thing in the world to do at some points in time. Also, going to shut down a little bit early tonight. I apologize. We've got a real early up in the morning to get up to Kenwood and Lincoln Way East. That's a 10 o'clock start at Gately. So, in order for me to get a couple of hours of sleep tonight, I will be shutting down a little bit earlier tonight than I ordinarily would. As we get further into the season, if you want to hang around late, I'm going to be here late because that's typically my mode of operation. So it should be interesting. Picking up on some scores right now, as I saw before, kind of all over the map right now. With the finals that are coming in, so it's kind of hard to get my full handle on it, but just going to start entering them in here as I get them. Paxton over Illinois Valley Central, 46-39 tonight. That's a good game for Paxton to pick up. Gets them in a good shape to start the season. That's usually a conference where they're kind of in the mix in the middle. Watseka, 27-0 win over Georgetown Ridge Farm. So just going to pop them in as I see them here. There's a lot of them that I did not get early in today. So usually I will have a lot more done at this point in time. So I don't even think I'm going to be able to get to the what scores I'm chasing, because I think there will be so many of them. But I'm trying to monitor about 3 different things at once right now, but I will try to answer questions if you put them in and I see them. I'll do the best I can. I'll put it that way, because I'm trying to factor my way through a lot of stuff right now. Yeah, this was an interesting night. We learned a lot about some teams that we didn't know a lot about. I think one of the scores that really surprised me out of the box from tonight's games was the one with Brother Rice picking up that 10-7 victory over Maine South. That was certainly a game that I was not expecting to go that way. That's a big win for them. Brother Rice, a team that to be honest with you, kind of a mystery heading into the season. So nice job for them. So looking at that right now, that's kind of one of the big ones that kind of stood out to me. So we'll go from there. Trying to pick up some other ones right now, but yeah, so this is going to be kind of an adventure tonight. Just learning a lot about teams as we go along. We just a lot of stuff out there to try to sort through at this point in time, and just not the easiest way to get answers right now, but nonetheless. So let's start here and start working our way down. So Fieldcrest with a win over Dwight, 20-19. So good one for them. So now what I'm trying to do is just sift through an awful lot of games. I mean, essentially, there were 230 games that were attempted to play tonight, but I was gathering information at the game that I was at. Looks like we had a fair handful of them that were suspended tonight with weather. I don't know if some of them got finished. Some of them, I did see a couple games that were coming back tomorrow. So it's kind of going to be a hodgepodge of what we get tonight. But just trying to get through all of this and take a look at what we can find out right now. The interesting thing, some of these games that are coming in right now, I knew coming into week 1 that there was going to be a lot of, I guess, games where we learned a lot about both teams in the process. And I'm starting to see a few of them already. An impressive win for Metamora tonight over Sterling. That's a game that on paper looked like kind of a toss-up coming in. Good win for Metamora, trying to get themselves back to what, the level of at the top of the Mid-Illini Conference that we're kind of have been accustomed to seeing in the past. So maybe that's a good stride towards making that happen this year. So Peoria Notre Dame over Peoria Manual. Okay, Morton. That's a nice win for Morton tonight. 20-14 over Mahomet Seymour. Mahomet Seymour, obviously, very strong season last year. Went through the regular season undefeated out of the Apollo Conference. Was kind of expecting them to maybe pick up that win tonight, just kind of based on what they had done last year. But a nice win for Morton there. That's a good one. I heard Kyle and Jimmy talking earlier this evening a little bit about the Peoria-Rochester game. That was kind of a runaway. I really wasn't expecting that to come out the way that it did, but definitely a nice win there for Rochester. Peoria's offense maybe needs to take a couple weeks to kind of get themselves back on track again, because they scored 700 points last year, but obviously some pieces were missing, so they gotta build that back up. So I have confidence that they will. That's a program that finds its way usually, but that's a tough week 1 too. Rochester always brings it. So interesting. Once again, another crossover game type of situation between the Big 12 and Central State 8 conferences, setting up for next year when that conference expands to 12 teams and kind of goes into divisional play. So, you're looking at some stuff right now. I'd heard through the grapevine that Normal Community was kind of taking it to Sacred Heart Griffin, so that was a little bit surprising too. I know Sacred Heart Griffin lost a lot, and I have a lot of respect for Normal Community's program, but I expected that game to be a lot closer, to be completely honest with you. So real good start for them, based on what I had heard. I didn't see a verified final yet, but definitely nice start for them. So, Bloomington Central Catholic puts up 63 tonight in their win over Pontiac. So it's a good, solid win for them. Just kind of looking at it right now, all around, and it's, trying to take it all in. But there was so many good games tonight in regards to, matchups that you don't usually see this early in the year. The kind of games between teams that you fully expect to see, in the playoff field in the future. That's a good start. Good start for Peoria Richwoods tonight. Nice 41-0 win over Bloomington. So that's good for them. All right. There's one that hasn't gone final yet, according to my reporting. Interesting. I was wondering about this. Decatur St. Teresa appears to be down 35-20 with 4 minutes left in the game. Hasn't been updated in a while, so I'm pretty sure that game is probably gone final. That's a tough loss for St. Teresa, who isn't in their conference anymore. They were, I guess the best way to put it, they were asked to leave the Central Illinois Conference, so they're now an independent, and that's going to lead to a very difficult independent schedule, which included this game tonight against Linton Stockton out of Indiana, a team that is typically pretty solid in the small school ranks of Indiana. So tough loss for them. Got a lot of tough games coming up on that schedule as they try to defend the 2A state championship that they won before. So seeing that's a suspended game. Williamsville, what seems like happens all the time with Williamsville, shutout victory for them tonight over Porta. So that is pretty interesting. So just kind of piecing it together here. Like I said, just trying to find some stuff out tonight because there's a lot we don't know. I'm actually pretty ashamed of my performance in the picking venue this week. I did pretty badly, but that's to be expected in week one. I get better when I get more data. So hopefully that's the case, because if it's not, it's going to be a long year for me. So there we go on that one. Then we're going to try, check this out. I saw that Deer Creek Mackinac won big. They were a very early game today up in Chicago, their non-conference game. They beat the Chicago Academy 54-13. I was reading something earlier today about them. They ended up being 4-5 last season, and had a lot of close calls down the stretch. Couldn't quite get to that 5 victory. So a good start for Deer Creek Mackinac, getting themselves a win on the board in the hopes of trying to get back into the playoff field this year. Then we've got some games going down here. Going through some public league scores right now. These are always a great mystery to me. Catching up with some of those. Sen over Noble Golder. This is Julian over Finger. So heard through the grapevine. I'm not sure exactly how the game ended, but I'm putting in a score right now. Leo over Bishop McNamara, a 20-19 victory. Played that game up at St. Rita. I heard from someone that Leo won that contest on a Hail Mary at the end of the game. So interesting finish in that one. Big win for Marcus Stevenson, the new Leo coach. So that's a good start for the Leo Lions. Tough loss for the Fighting Irish, who are trying to get back on track this year. So And then we've got a Marine 18-12. North Lawndale runs 52-6. So just kind of piecing my way through what I can find from earlier today. Some of these early finals. Rockford Boylan, they're kind of an interesting story this year. No longer multiplied, so Rockford Boylan likely to move down into the Class 4A field if they should qualify for the playoffs. They get a 24-0 win over Rockford East tonight. Bureau Valley with a 26-7 win over Erie. So that's pretty solid. Okay. Now we're going to Galena and Eastland Pearl City. It's a good win for Galena. Get them out on the right track. Tough conference. Northwest Upstate Illini. Take every win you can get. That Forest and Fulton game was an interesting one tonight. Two of the top teams in that conference, and conversely, two of the top teams in 1A, I think, as we look down the line. Forest with that 22-18 win tonight. Lyle picks up a 28-7 win over Harvard. So that's pretty solid. All right, so then let's see, Rockton, Onondaga. So Rockford Jefferson takes that one. They lose 55-8. Rockton up to 55-8. Okay. So right now we've got, I want to say we've probably got about 50 of those games inputted. We're slowly moving down. All right. So Kankakee wins the game that I was at. Could have thought I would have got that one in sooner, but I didn't. 33-26 win over Nazareth. Associated Press number 1 ranked team. In 5A, Nazareth falls tonight. Lead Winslow, not surprisingly, off with a comfortable victory over West Carroll tonight, 68-0. Okay. Oh boy, Morrison with a really comfortable win over Mendota. Interesting. And this was one of those games that I was wondering about from a non-conference perspective, because I wasn't sure how well the Three Rivers teams would do in some of these games, but a good solid effort right there for Morrison to kick off the season. Okay. Northern's 28-17. Another game I noticed tonight, I heard through the grapevine out there that looked like I expected it to be a competitive game, so it wasn't really a surprise that it came tight defensive battle between Lockport and Plainfield North. Nice win for Lockport. The reason that's so important for Lockport is they have what I would consider to be one of the top 5 most difficult schedules in the state this year, just in the realm of possibility. So getting that win over Plainfield North, a team that had a spotless record in the regular season last year, really kind of pivotal for Lockport moving down the line, because they've got some big opponents on that schedule as we move forward. So nice win for them. That was one that you kind of look at it on paper and you're not really sure, with a lot of graduation on both sides, and Both programs have had a lot of success, but if Lockport's defense is at the level that it can sometimes get to, and it very well might be, I think Lockport's the kind of team right now that you kind of have to like moving forward. A good, sturdy Lockport defense, when they have that, they can be extremely dangerous. So, an interesting one there. Reed Custer, a team that admittedly lost a lot to graduation, seems to have figured it out tonight at the very least. 63 points in the win over Elmwood Park. So, good start for the Comets as they try to replace an awfully talented senior class. 3A powerhouse Byron, of course, doing what they do, hanging a big number on Rock Falls, 77-6 win over them. So slowly working our way through this list here of games that we got finals for. I think this is going to be kind of an exercise in futility as the season goes along. I mean, this night goes along, because as I mentioned before, I think we've got some suspended games out there hanging around. Okay. So all right. So moving forward here. Nice win for Dixon tonight. A 28-14 win over Stillman Valley. I'd heard some things about maybe Stillman Valley having a lot to replace, and might take them a little bit, but I got a lot of faith in Stillman Valley as a program. But that's a nice win for Dixon. Any way you slice it, that's a good win for them. In what looks to be always a deep Big Northern Conference race. So nice first step for them. So now let's go. So that's a nice win for Rockford Lutheran tonight. 56-23 over Winnebago. All right. And then this was one that was very interesting to me for a long time heading into this game. It turned out to be as competitive as I expected it to be. Seneca with a 27-21 win over Wilmington. I've been around the Wilmington program for a very, very long time, and I can count on one hand the amount of times that I thought they were going to lose a regular season game. During that time, I thought they might lose this one, and but I do think the two teams are very competitive with one another. It was a great game to start the regular season, but it also wouldn't surprise me at all if this was Wilmington's only loss of the regular season. That's how good I still think they are. So, looking at that, you have that in place, but great game to start the season at the small school level between those two programs. Props to them both for playing it. So, but a really nice win for Seneca in the grand scheme of things. So, moving along here, trying to figure out what I'm missing. I know I'm missing a ton at this point in time, but still trying to figure it out. Oh, there's a nice one. Peru St. Bede with a nice win over Tuscola. Good, solid win for them to start the season. Peru St. Bede left the Three Rivers Conference, joined the Chicagoland Prairie in the offseason, leading them to schedule some different non-conference games. This is one of them, Tuscola. Maybe not so much recently, but still always a team you kind of got to think about in the mix of 1A football, because they have a strong history there. Boy, Sycamore really took it to DeKalb tonight. I'd heard that. Sounds like defensively Sycamore was really strong. 42-7 win there. Okay. It's a nice win for Washington over Canelan tonight. Good showing tonight from the Mid-Illini Conference so far, I've seen. Wins for Washington, Metamora, and Morton, all over pretty good programs. So good start for that conference out of the box. Gotta like that. 40-0 win for Rochelle over Woodstock tonight. Moving it around. Okay. So right now, just kind of moving along the list here. Addison Trail, 39-6 winners over Maine East. Okay. Thought I saw that De La Salle had beaten St. Viator. I don't have that verified right now. Okay. Barrington, wow, they did win that game. I'd heard that they were ahead and battling with Gurney Warren. That is a huge win for Barrington tonight. 40-33 win over Warren, a consensus top 10 team in most of the polls. So we talked a little bit about Barrington in the preseason, feeling like maybe they were primed to start that bounce back. And I would say that win is a big indicator towards maybe that being true. Deerfield, a 34-14 win over DePaul Prep. So let's go to that. York with a 35-17 win tonight. Good solid win for them. Start the season. That's a team I'm interested to see how things go for them. Breakout year last year for that program. Will they continue? Okay, Bolingbrook, 41-6 win over Grays Lake Central. Big night for the Raiders offense, which I expect will be very good this year. Nice win for them. Grays Lake North gets on the board with a 14-8 win over Vernon Hills. So, right now, I'm going to say we've probably got about 75 games in here. There were 230 games scheduled tonight. Like I said before, I don't think we got all 230 of them in. There were some games that I had heard were either suspended for the weather or just didn't quite get them done and were hanging out. And that was fairly late, so I don't know how long those teams were holding out for that. 14-13 win for Maine West over Aurora Barnian. It's a good win for Maine West out of the box. So, okay. Hershey with a 30-12 win over New Trier. Good win right there. So, wasn't sure about that one, but that was an interesting one. Prospect. Nice win for them tonight. 24-10 over Lions. That was a really intriguing game for me on this week's schedule. The two schools that, were pretty solid last year, facing off right out of the box. So a good win for Prospect there. Pekin beats Rolling Meadows 19-7. That's one of those interesting opening week games. Once again, another strong win out of the Mid-Illini Conference. So far, I don't think I've seen a loss for a Mid-Illini Conference team out of the scores that I've seen. So that's good for them. Let's see, Antioch, 42-13 win over Schaumburg. So that's a good start for the Sequoias. Okay. Slowly working our way down here. Just kind of all over the map right now. The first couple weeks of the season, it's a lot harder for me to kind of get these in place because once we get out of the non-conference season, I can sort these teams by conference, which makes it a lot easier to input these games. But right now, they're all over the map for me, slowly kind of breaking them down. But we'll get there. It's a process. Like I said, I'm just happy to have actual data. So that's fun. This looked like a fun game. I was hearing stuff about it all night long. Richmond Burton with a 41-29 win over Marion Central Catholic. Both teams kind of firing it up real early here. Richmond Burton just doesn't lose regular season games. I mean, we are talking about this earlier this week with Joe Stevenson, and haven't lost a regular season game since 2018, which in my mind is absolutely crazy. So, but that's what that program does. So, but a good effort right there from Marion Central Catholic, a team that I think once they get in their new conference schedule is going to flourish. So, credit to them for taking on that challenge. Richmond Burton, a 4A team. Once we get around to the postseason, Marion Central Catholic is going to factor into that 2A mix, I think, at the end of the year. So a little bit of a gap there, but a good game nonetheless. Huge night for Marion Central Catholic's Christian Bettencourt, from what I heard, did a lot of damage. So it'll be interesting to see all the stats that shake down over the next 24 hours or so. Get a good look at some of those, but really, really nicely done. So now we're just kind of moving through some Southern Illinois scores, some Black Diamond scores coming in here now, getting those in. Effingham with a win over Robinson. That's another one. So slowly moving our way along here. Okay. So Eldorado, 12-7 win over Edwards County. A little bit more difficult game there for them than I would have expected. All right, Cesar with a 34-16 win over Hamilton County. All right. So West Frankfort 26. Massac County 7. Okay. So slowly moving here along. Murfreesboro. Heard good things about Murfreesboro in the offseason. Easy win over Carbondale tonight. So 49-7. That's a strong showing there, I think. All right. Shelbyville over Newton. 42-7. Okay. All right. Salem, that's a good win for Salem. 34-28 over Centralia. Okay, Triad, 56-20 over Mattoon. Getting there. Making some progress here. Start to see the forest for the trees. Argo with a win over Noble Muchin. So a lot of interesting Saturday games tomorrow, so we won't get a great picture tonight. no matter how many of these scores that we do manage to get in. So a lot of quite interesting games. Obviously, the big one tomorrow night, Mount Carmel and East St. Louis. Okay. So Evergreen Park defeats Marengo tonight, 20-14. That's a good win for them. Gets them out on the right foot. Hillcrest 14-12 over Elk Grove. Solid out-of-state win for Providence tonight. 28-21 win for the Celtics over Lake Central, Indiana. Lincoln Way Central on the board tonight with a comfortable win over St. Charles East. Good start there for new coach Dave Woodburn. All right. Marion Catholic. Comfortable win over Rich Township tonight. 49-0. Okay. Romeoville. Oak Lawn defeats Romeoville 21-14. St. Rita 42-21 win over Sandburg. Game was a little bit closer earlier from what I'd heard, but St. Rita broke away in the second half. All right. Andrew with a 49-6 win over Thornwood. Good stuff. Anawan Weathersfield with a win over South Fulton, 28-0. Curious if anybody out there, I'm seeing some comments now popping up on the screen. I've got the scores that are in there other than the Oregon North Boone score, which I just saw, the greatest catch. So thank you for that. Wondering if anybody out there has a Carrollton Beardstown final. The last I'd seen that was starting the fourth quarter is fairly close. So, but thank you for the scores that you're posting in the comments. Some of them I already have, but it does definitely confirm what I'm seeing. I appreciate those very much. Trying to go back and forth through a couple of screens at a time here. So not exactly the swiftest process right now, but I'm still trying to figure it out. So okay. Camp Point Central won a finalist last year. Comfortable win. Okay. Eureka comfortably over Canton. That's the first loss I've seen from a mid-Illini team. So Eureka with a 49-6 win over Canton. Okay. Still a lot of scores missing here, but we're getting there. Carrollton 16-8 over Beardstown. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That does help me out. All right. So, moving on down here. Farmington beats Illini West. Galesburg beats Dunlap. All right. Oneida 29. Havana 20. All right. Monmouth United 14-6 win over Mercer County. So that's a good win for them. A little bit of a mix up with those two conferences kind of merging, the Lincoln Trail and the Prairie Land. So it's going to create some interesting matchups that we haven't seen a lot of in the past. All right. So Princeton 40-0 over Monmouth. Okay. Orion 2014 over Hall. Slowly pulling these together now. I think we're about halfway home on Friday night scores at this point in time. So Quincy with a comfortable win over Notre Dame tonight. So good start for a team that I suspect will score quite a few points this year. Quincy Blue Devils. Okay. So I'm seeing the Leroy Central A&M game for tonight was suspended. So that's one game that I know did not get done. Lots of storms in central and southern Illinois apparently affecting the ability to finish some games tonight. It's going to make it tricky to know what I'm missing and what is actually out there. So Charleston beat Herscher 42-13, avenging a loss to the Tigers to start last year. So nice win for them. Hayworth 34-28 winners in their season opener. Good start for them. Okay, so anybody, while we're out there looking around, anybody got an Olympia Riverton score? Checking for a couple of these, confirming some of these suspended games. Got another one here, Villa Grove and Sullivan did not get completed tonight. Okay. So now we're starting to move along here. Lincoln Way West, comfortable winners tonight over Plainfield Central. 41-7 win there. Lincoln Way West, interesting team. Didn't make the playoffs last year, hungry to get back. Good start for them. Okay. Tinley Park, team that struggled last year, out of the box nicely. 42-8 over Thornridge. Okay. Galesburg. Nice win for them. 53-14 over Dunlap. Boy, that's a nice win for Newman. Sterling Newman with a 12-7 win over Rockridge tonight. Rockridge, a well thought of team in the 2A ranks. Sterling Newman now, a lot of people are going to be surprised to see that they are a 1A team for postseason consideration. Okay. Central wins that game 28-15. Mendon Unity 15-28. Okay. So Bartlett beat Streamwood 19-8. Okay. Bennett with a nice win tonight, rolling over Oak Forest 40-6. Okay. All right, Cary Grove wins that one 23-12. Olympia beat Riverton 48-0. Okay, we're not sure if they finished. I will leave that vacant then. Don't like to go until I'm confirmed finals. Wheaton North. It's a good win for Wheaton North today over Downers Grove South. All right. Anybody got a Tri-Valley score from tonight against Warrensburg Latham? I haven't seen that one. Okay. Mateo. This is that game 0-35. Moline made a long road trip over to Glenbard North and came away with a win, so that's a good start for them. Okay. Naperville Central 14-10. Wakanda 14-10 over Hinsdale South. Naperville North 35, Homewood Flossmoor 21. Very interested in that result over the course of the night. Not really sure what to make of Homewood Flossmoor right now, but Naperville North is a strong team, so I think doesn't really tell us a lot, but does tell us some things. All right, so it's a nice win for Huntley tonight over Crystal Lake Central. Chaotic Fox Valley, I think, this year. I don't think there's any. I think there's a clear favorite here. Good win for Lake Park to start the year. 28-7 over Conant. All right. Tri-Valley game postponed till tomorrow. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, Glenbard East. 42-0. Anuka. 42-7. Oswego, nice win for Oswego tonight over Neuqua Valley. Wasn't sure what to make of Oswego coming into this year, but that's a nice win over a Neuqua Valley team that I really liked coming into the postseason or into the regular season. Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm down on them now, but that's a strong win for them. I gotta be honest with you. Not the way I expected that one to go. Yorkville 30-6 over Plainfield South. Okay. So let's take a real quick look here, see where we're at. All right, still missing a bunch, I'm sure, but okay. Missing 102 games, which is not that bad. I'm okay with that. Okay. Prairie Ridge 6-0 over Jacobs. What a battle there. Like I said before, I think that the Fox Valley Conference is going to be a real dogfight. Okay. City. Okay, TF North 40-8 winners tonight over Proviso West. That's a good win. Gets them off on the right foot. 1-8 last year, TF North, I believe, if my memory serves correct. So already equaled last year's win total. So Ridgewood 50-14 over Schurz. Okay. Slowly moving our way through this. Does anybody have a Ridgeview Gibson City score for me? Okay, Riverside Brookfield 42-13 win over Morton. Okay. Good start for Joliet West tonight. 34-14 win, I believe, over Shepherd. Okay. Aurora Central Catholic. 34-32 over St. Ed's. Waubonsee Valley wins that one 28-7 over Oswego East. It's a good effort for Waubonsee Valley. Really know what to make of them. Still probably don't, but Oswego East, always a program over the last couple of years. It's been really competitive, so a good start for them. Okay. It's a 7-10 loss. Brother Rice, like I mentioned before, nice win over Maine South tonight. Putting that one in here. Okay. Down to 95 games now. So slowly moving that ledger down. Anybody see how Wheaton Academy did in Texas? Haven't seen that score anywhere. Not surprised I haven't seen that score anywhere. I'm not even sure what time that game was played. Okay. Moving over to another scoring source right now. Okay. Slowly moving down here, trying to figure some stuff out. All right. So Streeter beats East Peoria. So thank you for the Streeter score. I had not seen that one. Okay. Anyone seen a Bradley Bourbonnais Plainfield East score? I saw it. It was late in the game, and I know that Bradley was winning somewhat comfortably, but I did not see a final. Okay, I'm going to start randomly just kind of tossing scores out here. See if anybody has them. Hope Academy and Whitney Young. Most of my score sources tonight are not doing very well, so um, struggling, I think, probably with the weather and a lot of other factors, but um, trying to figure out what's going on. Okay. Bradley 149.20 and Hope 153.14. Thanks, buddy. Okay. Anybody ever see a final on St. Teresa? Thank you again. I know Morgan Park beat Richards handily tonight, but does anyone have a final for me? Okay, slowly moving through here. $42-0. Okay. I knew that was kind of a runaway. Nice game from Morgan Park there. It's kind of a doozy. Okay. So we're getting down here, getting down to the few that I need. I shouldn't say few, it's still quite a few, but I can see where I'm heading at least. Anybody have a Wheaton St. Francis score for me from tonight? Okay, Taylorville beats only East Richland 41-6 tonight. I know I saw this, and I know Aurora Christian beat Ottawa Marquette tonight. Does anyone have that final? I know it was a comfortable win for Aurora Christian, but just want to get the accurate final here. Wheeling over North Chicago 25-13. I know I didn't have that one. Let's see here. St. Joe Ogden, good win for them to start the year, 32-14 over Monticello. Does anyone know if they finished the Sacred Heart Griffin Normal Community game tonight? I know that was in a delay. Okay. Down to 83 missing now. Moving along pretty good. Yeah, I see Catholic winning comfortably tonight, 47-0. How about a Piatone Rantoul score? Okay. So, slowly moving this line down. Appreciate the Aurora Christian score. I thought that's what it was, but I was not sure. Okay, Montini over Westinghouse, 56-12. Still looking for a De La Salle St. Viator score, if anyone has that one. I think I saw it earlier, but I am not 100% confident in my memory. Thank you for the Piatone score. Nice win for Mundelein Carmel tonight over Crete Moni, 24-0. Carmel, another one of those teams that needs to do all the damage they can do in the non-conference. Very difficult regular season conference schedule for them to have to deal with. St. Lawrence rolls to a win tonight over Von Steuben. Not surprising. Okay. Come on down. There's my De La Salle score. Thank you. Just found it somewhere else as soon as you posted it, but I appreciate it regardless. I know that Morris beat Coal City comfortably, but does anyone have a official final out there? Zion 21-0 over Limestone. I did not have that one. Okay. So just going to start throwing a few random scores out here. Argenta, Oriana, and Arthur. Aurora West and Proviso East. Belleville East and Collinsville. Notre Dame over Willowbrook, 15-12. That's one I know I did not have. Okay. So, I believe we're under 80 scores missing now, so that's pretty good. Downers Grove, North Wheaton, St. Francis. I know I did not have that one. (27-22) win for Downers Grove North. Good start to the season for them. All right. Clark beat Collins 38-0. I know I didn't have that one. Okay. Anyone have a Libertyville Lamont score? I know that Libertyville won the game. I do not know what the final was. All right, did get my Texas score. Wheaton Academy goes down to Austin, Texas, and beats their opponent 42-8. St. Michael's out of Austin. So long, long trip worth it for Wheaton Academy. Waukegan beats Round Lake 22-0. I did not have that one. Stark County over Rushville. I did not have that one. All right, now we're making some headway here. Libertyville 22-13. Thank you very much. Auburn over New Berlin 20-13. I did not have that one. All right. So I'll go back up to the top here. I know they were playing really, really late. Athens, Pittsfield. I did not see that one. Hardin Calhoun over Route comfortably. Either Hardin Calhoun's a lot better than I thought they were. A Jacksonville Route is not quite as good as I thought they were. That is a 50-14 game. I thought would be a lot closer. Okay. Sitting at 64 games now that I'm missing. There's one of them that I was missing. 27-0 Hampshire over McHenry. Scores I do not have. I'm just going to start calling out random schools. Knoxville, LaSalle, Peru, Lewistown, Lincoln, and Macomb. There, I just found Macomb. Triopia, 28-2 over Pleasant Hill. All right. Johnston City over Christopher, 32-12. Didn't have that one. Okay. Mr. Lake South, 41-16 over Dundee Crown. Okay. Nashville, 42-8 over Carlisle. Okay. Doesn't feel like it, but we are actually making quite a bit of progress here. Looking for a Highland Park score, if anybody has that. Buffalo Grove, narrow victory over Hoffman Estates tonight. That could turn out to be a pretty pivotal win down the line. Looking for an Iroquois West Hoopston score. Haven't seen that anywhere. Casey Westfield, 26-0 over Red Hill. Arcola and Nokomis showing suspended. Harrisburg over Anna Jonesboro. Okay. Princeville over Abingdon, 30-13. Okay. Down to 53 missing now, so getting there. 52 after I found Chicago Taft. Got beat by Crown Point tonight. That's an 8-man score. Guilford over Belvedere, 28-0. I think I got that one. Let me check. I did not. So that's done. Okay. South Elgin over West Chicago. I did not have that one. Highland Park, 37-0. Hoopston, 10-6. Thank you, friends. Appreciate it. I know Stag beat Joliet Central tonight. I do not know what the final was. So if anybody could help me with that one, that would be appreciated. Oops, 10, 6, 6, 10. Okay. Under 50 now. So Westville beat Salt Fork 21-14. St. Bede beats Tuscola. Don't think I got that one in, did I? Yeah, I did. Astoria wins 42-0. East. Okay. Looking for LaSalle, Peru, and East Moline United. And Alton, Cahokia. I think I got that one. Didn't. Okay, so Pain of Vandalia. And Stockton, Duran, Pecatonica. Community 54-14. $63.14. Okay. So moving down here. 20. I missed that one earlier. Someone posted that for me. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. So then down to about 40 games now. Okay. Santa beats Jersey 27-0. I didn't have that one. Okay. Hononegah over Jefferson. I think I got that one. Yeah, I did. Hillcrest Oak Grove. Harlem over Auburn. I know I didn't have that one. 12-6. Brought East over Larkin. I think I got that one. Okay. So right now I am missing what appears to be 38 games. Some of these I know that they have gone final or are our finals. Some of these I have no idea. So like once again, I'm going to just start sending out random Highland Breeze Central, Jacksonville, Decatur, Eisenhower, LaSalle, Peru, East Moline United, and Lincoln, Springfield, Lanphier are some of the games that I'm currently looking for. Going to hang on for probably another 15 or 20 minutes here, looking through the rest of these that I can find. And as I said, I've got an early Saturday game tomorrow, so I can't stay up all night like I usually do in this situation. So I promise moving forward, I will. I don't think I'll have many more 10 a.m. games this year that I need to get out to in the morning. So I will be a night owl like I usually am, but for tonight, I'm going to have to shut her down a little bit earlier than I ordinarily would. Okay. Grant and Mundelein is another game that I'm looking for. Okay, so then we've got putting that one in there right now. So then we got Highland and Breeze Central. Thank you for that result. Thank you for the postponements as well. Mundelein, thank you. Good job, whoever gave me that one. Appreciate it. Those are tricky to find sometimes. All right. Okay. All right. All right, looking for Niles, West, and Thornton. Elgin and Fenton. Okay, thank you for the Niles West Thornton game. Now let's try El Paso Gridley and Meridian and Brown County and Greenfield. Boy, that just put that Palatine St. Charles North score in there. That's a wowza for a first week game right there. All right, we are missing 25 games. Make that 24. I just found one. 42-20. Arthur and Argena suspended. So that's another one. Okay. Just going to run down where we're at. Alton Cahokia, Alton Marquette Civic Memorial, Athens Pittsfield, Belleville East Collinsville, Revis and Bremen, Cerro Gordo and Cumberland, Champaign Central and Normal West, Chester DuQuoin, Ridgeview Gibson City, East Molina and LaSalle Peru, El Paso and Macon Meridian, Granite City and O'Fallon, Greenfield and Brown County, Greenville and Staunton, Madison and Kip Academy out of Kansas City. I'm not expecting to find that one tonight. Mount Vernon and Waterloo, Sangamon Valley and Tri-County, Pinckneyville and Redbud, Riverton and Olympia, Fenton and Elgin. That is the list. Okay, so Athens and Pittsfield, LaSalle wins 34-14. Okay. So now I am officially at 20 games. So Greenfield and Brown County suspended. Okay. All right. Okay, trimming these down a little bit more. Bethalto, I just found that one. Seem to be devoid of a lot of St. Louis area scores. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm about ready to call it a night. Missing more than I would like, but my sources for scores seem to be drying up this evening or not as flush as they usually are, which leads me to believe some of these games that I'm chasing were not played tonight. So, what can you do? like I said, this tonight was kind of wild. The game that I was at took longer than usual, so was a little behind where I usually would have been, but we'll run it back again next week, and hopefully it will run a little bit smoother than it did tonight. But I appreciate everyone coming out tonight and giving me some help. Um, and like I said, we will pick it up again next week. But fascinating week one. Looking forward to seeing a little bit of better look at it when I get a little chance to sort these out. But fun night. Appreciate y'all coming out as you did. And like I said, I will hopefully be a little bit able to get a little bit ahead of it to next week, so we're a little bit smoother on this. I'll post the list of scores to Twitter shortly here, the ones that I'm missing, in case anyone does come across them in the interim. I always appreciate that help whenever I can get it. Once again, thanks a lot, guys. See you next week.